Greetings and salutations, welcome back for another part in my Knights of the Nine playthrough in modded Oblivion. We're going to be continuing the quest line and attempt to get the Greaves and the sword in this episode. Let's enter the Priory of the Nine.
Sir Knight, thank God for you. I have terrible news. Sir Roderick, I think he's dead.
Now, we did not encounter Sir Roderick in this playthrough, but I have in the past encountered him while doing the pilgrimage at the beginning of the Knights of the Nine quest line. He's a Breton knight who's also attempting to get the artifacts, and I believe he retrieves the Greaves. So let's ask him who Sir Roderick is.
A holy knight, like you, questing for the relics at the Prophet's call. I was his squire. I believed he was chosen by the gods to reclaim the relics.
Now, there is one criticism I have of the Oblivion character overhaul, which redoes the faces of the characters in Oblivion. It really messes up their eyes. Like, his eyes look really weird. He looks like someone who's had one too many sleepless nights and then attempted to compensate by having one too many Java monsters. It just looks... he looks exhausted and his eyes look... I don't know. A little unhinged. Okay, what happened?
At first things were going well. He prayed at all the shrines and received a vision, a disturbing vision. The shade of Sir Beric spoke to me was all he said. We must put him to rest. We traveled back and forth across Colovia. He was always asking about an old noble family, the Vlindrels. Finally, he found what he was looking for. We went to Underpall Cave, and there he fell.
What was Sir Roderick looking for?
He said that Sir Beric's tomb was in Underpall Cave, which is no cave, but some kind of buried keep. He had learned that Sir Beric had once been a questing knight, like us. He had found the Greaves and sword of the Crusader, but then turned to evil. Sir Roderick hoped to find the relics within Sir Beric's tomb, and he did. But we also found a terrible guardian, the wraith of Lord Vlindrel, Sir Beric.
So you may recall some of the ghosts of the knights mentioning Sir Beric, how he left the order in order to join the civil war that was going on, the Red Diamond War between Uriel Septim III and his mother, the Wolf Queen of Solitude, and I think Queen Cartira or something like that, the second, the rightful heir of the Septim Empire. You know where the relics are?
Yes, my lord, and I brought you. Sir Roderick shouted for me to take them. The Greaves, the holy relic, they're yours.
He seems very eager to please. And the sword, what happened to it?
The wraith. It used it against Sir Roderick. I don't know how that evil thing could use the holy weapon, but it did. It screamed as it struck.
Okay, take it easy. You're safe now.
I'm sorry. I remember Sir Roderick saying something about the sword before we went to Underpall. It may be important. He was worried that the sword may have been turned to evil, that it may have to be reconsecrated on the altar of its creator, the divine Arche. That's all I remember. I hope it may help you.
You did well, Lanson.
Thank you, Sir Knight. I would ask a boon if I could, although I know I do not deserve it. Would you make me a Knight of the Nine? I want to dedicate myself to ridding the world of evil. I owe it to Sir Roderick.
Very well. Rise, Sir Lanson.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Knight. I will not fail you. Give me a moment to arm myself, and I will accompany you to Underpall Cave to destroy the foul wraith.
Well, last long.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Oh, great.
I have heard
conversation.
that the great houses of Morrowind are in upheaval.
It's another weakness of the Oblivion game. You know, I love the game, but the Oblivion conversations are legendarily bad.
Lords of Skyrim.
Seems that these are turbulent times in the land of the Dunmer.
Goodbye.
Good day.
Well met, Sir Knight.
Oblivion's also gotten a lot of criticism
Well met,
for its
sir.
voice acting. And it's interesting because they did get some big voice actors for some of the main characters in the main quest line. Well, he was quick. I'm gonna run in here and put my armor on the stand. I don't know if they changed it with one of the patches like the unofficial Oblivion patch, but it used to be that when you added your equipment to the stand, it got fully charged and repaired. Very nice, almost complete. I'm gonna take all of them. And that's useful because my character currently cannot repair magic weapons and armor. And it looks like it worked. It recharged my mace with the Crusader to full. Now have the boots, the cuirass, the gauntlets, and the new piece I have is the greaves. Very nice. Increase my restoration and destruction. And got my shield. Alright then. I was saying that Oblivion gets some hate over its voice acting. I do feel like they had too few voice actors, and I personally don't like some of the voice actors. I don't really care for the voice acting for most of the elves and the Nords and some others. I think they did a much better job in voice acting in both Morrowind and Skyrim. But I also feel like some people get the voice acting confused with the presentation. So there's Underpall Cave, so I think we're going to go to Bruma and then go down from there. So one of the big differences between Morrowind, Skyrim, and Oblivion's is the fact that it zooms in on the face during the conversations in Oblivion. It doesn't do that in Morrowind or Oblivion. And they tried to make the faces more lifelike by giving them different expressions, but it actually comes off as kind of exaggerated. And the switches between the expressions. So, like during our conversation just now with the Squire, he went from being devastated looking to being joyous, just from one sentence to the next. And it really, to me, it draws attention to the fact that this is fake. It kind of ruins the immersion. I think it would have been better if it had been like Morrowind, where, you know, there's a dialogue box and you can't really see the person that you're talking to. Or Skyrim, where Skyrim probably did it the best, where you see them, but they're too far away really for you to see much of their facial expressions. So you don't find yourself watching the bizarre change of the expressions. I don't know if that makes sense to you all, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I hope that in Elder Scrolls 6 they keep the keep you from zooming in on the face. Or they do a better job transitioning between different expressions. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to turn southwest here. I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep up on his horse once we start going down the mountainside, but he doesn't really need the horse. Now I might go ahead and cut from here into the cave so that we have enough time for all of this quest in this video. Okay, I've arrived at Underpall Cave, the location of Lord Vendrell's grave. Sir Roderick died somewhere inside, battling the foul race that now wields the sword of the Crusader. Okay. Let me go on in here. Looks like I have to deal with this cat first, otherwise it'll probably kill Sir Landrel. Since the boots do not protect your allies. Let's give Sir Landrel a moment to catch up. He had to take a winding route due to his horse being unable to make it down the steep slope like I did. And he's under attack by a wolf. Now, it's actually been a little while since the last time I recorded, so let me check my spell layout. I got weakness to fire. Looks like I've got a range... Is it a range shock spell? Nope. Touch shock spell. Touch fire spell. What is this spell? It's got that custom magic icon. It's probably a summon wisp. Yeah, it's probably a summon wisp. I think I'll go ahead and cast that now, since I'm pretty sure the cave is going to be dark. Do a quick save. Now, you may have noticed that I don't have quick saves on fast travel or entering new locations. That's because Oblivion had a problem. I'm not sure if it works the same way in modern games. I don't think so, since so many of them still do it. But basically, when it creates a quick save file, every time you enter a new location by default or fast travel, it saves over that quick save file, and that multiple saving over and over again of where is Sir Lanson? Over and over again, the same save file leads to it becoming corrupted, and this can lead to a lot of crashes and bugs that were so prevalent in Oblivion at launch. And the squire is a chicken. Where is he? I'm gonna assume that he's gonna catch up. So, I have disabled all that quick save and auto saving features and instead installed a mod that wrong button. That lets me at the tap of a key just create a new save file in a new location, so it's not overriding itself. We have a cemetery, and then it looks like a buried fort. This fort buried in the ground reminds me of the Wolf Queen of Solitude quest in Skyrim, where you have to put down the queen's ghost and a group of necromancers. Okay, he is fleeing. Due to my mace's turn undead, let's hope he springs that trap and gets destroyed. Nope. Pushed a little further. Now, I've probably said before, skeletons are weak in this game to shock damage. One of the reasons why I keep this shock spell handy. He's just beating on my wisp. Let's return and check out that room real quick before we proceed. Got some urns that are not lootable, and some sarcophagus or tombs that are not lootable. Little frost cells offering, some corn, and another skeleton. This one's wearing a Blade's helm, but a Dark Brotherhood armor. Interesting. So the next quest line I'm thinking about doing in this series on Oblivion is the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood and probably do the Shivering Isles expansion set afterwards with the same character. I'm thinking of playing a Wood Elf, using Destruction Magic for ranged and Daggers for close. I'm not sure if I want to go light armor, get some really neat looking light armor in both the Shivering Isles and the Dark Brotherhood. But you also get some really nice looking clothes and robes, sort of outfits in both of those. And it might be interesting to just go as an unarmored assassin mage. I think I showed off earlier in this quest line when I killed the speaker for the Dark Brotherhood, Lucien Lachance. I showed off his reskinned armor, which you can get your hands on. But at the same time, I also know the shrouded armor is really good. I have no idea where that squire is. We'll go ahead and wait an hour and see if he catches up. He is not. So, if you have any input as to whether or not you would prefer one armor type or the lack of an armor type, it'd be interesting to hear. I'm also thinking of presenting it in a different way, sort of narrating it from sort of a, we got a bat, the perspective of the character rather than doing commentary over it. Okay, here is Sir Barrack. This is Ebony armor and Longsword of Weakness. I believe the weakness damages or drains one of the stats briefly. It's no wonder he lost the fight. Such a piece of trash weapon. I also do not like the way the elven longswords look. Even the reskin. I do like the elven swords from the elven weaponry mod. That must be Sir Barrack.
Oh!
Now, I don't remember what the race is weak to. And they are determined to kill my, wisp. Probably weak to fire. He's wielding the corrupted sword of the Crusader. But it's the mace of the Crusader turning him. This fight was pretty easy. Okay, the race of Lord Vindrel is destroyed. I need to reclaim the sword of the Crusader that he has somehow twisted to his evil purpose. I wonder if the ghost of Sir Barrack will go and join the other ones now that he's been laid to rest. And there is the sword. Very nice looking. This is another reskin by Insanity. I've recovered the sword of the Crusader, but it's been desecrated by a foul race that wielded it. I should take it to the Chapel of Archay in Shadenhall to reconsecrate it to its holy purpose. Now, if I equip it right now, it'll start doing damage to me, if I remember correctly, very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and not do that. And I think there's a treasure chest over here. Yep. 49 gold. Some more gold there. Zombie. It's interesting that the weakness spells make the creatures weaker to a particular damage type. This is the high elf zombie, headless zombie. Got a Sort of a yellowish complexion. The weakness spells make them look like they've been coated in like oil, which is fitting for the weakness to fire spell, but less so for the others. I would imagine being coated with oil would make you less susceptible to cold damage. But I could actually be wrong about that. I think organic compounds have lower freezing temperatures in addition to lower boiling temperatures. I could be wrong about that. It has actually been a long time since I studied chemistry. I was studying to major in chemistry when I first started going to college, but then I switched degree types due to health concerns. But I did find chemistry a fascinating topic, particularly nuclear chemistry. That was my favorite of them. I think the chemistry area that I found the least interesting and the most frustrating was biochemistry. It did not. I did not find it very easy to understand. Alright, so we have avenged Sir Roderick without the aid of his squire. It's a very shameful start to Sir Lanson's career. His inability to enter the cave with me and avenge his master, his knight that he served. But I don't know what happened to him. He was out there, I entered the cave, didn't see him, went back out, he wasn't there. And now he seemed to have been doing circles on the ground with his legs spread out wide. Very odd. See if he's anything safe for himself.
This is the way Sir Roderick and I came. Sir Roderick is avenged, and you have recovered the sword of the Crusader. I'll return to the Priory and give my fellow knights the good news. Farewell.
And I will try to avoid mentioning your cowardice. Alright then. Let us travel to, I think it was Shadenhall, to get the sword reconsecrated. Man, we look sweet in Knights of the Nine armor. I really like the way this looks. I mean, I like the way the original Knights of the Nine armor looks, but I think I like this better with like the separated plates guarding the calves, and the surcoat around the waist, and the painted cuirass. Ooh, I forgot that they were here. Let's go ahead and get some extra light in here. Try to protect the guy with the tonsure. I think he's the one who sells spells here.
Oh, let's get this over with. I'll send your bloody soul straight to Sovngarde.
Don't think I care as much about her. I think she's just a local dog. Although she might actually be attached to this Thieves Guild if she's who I think she is. Like an acrobatics trainer. But if she is attached to the Thieves Guild, she probably can't be killed. Unfortunately, it looks like they pre-killed the High Elf, who I think is another trainer. But I think I've got all the spells I'm going to be using anyway. I don't know why these auras keep on taking the fight out into the streets. It's like a bad idea, since there are so many watchmen. Man, mages have joined the fight. Yep, not a smart move. Umbrel's Orions have been destroyed. Shadenhall Chapel is safe, and I can now reconsecrate the sword of the Crusader to RK on the High Altar. Now, RK is sort of the leader of the Nine Divines. He's portrayed as being a dragon. He was actually a one of the Aedra that was worshipped by elves before men. So, like the Aelids worshipped him. And when Queen Alessia, the slave queen, one of the leaders of the rebellion against the
Good to see you.
Aliads, when she became queen of the empire, or the first empress, I guess would be a better way to put that. Oh, what a shame. The obnoxious saint was cut down. That's too bad. Okay, the Sword of the Crusader has been reconsecrated. I now possess all 8 of the Crusader relics. I should return to the Priory and consult with my knights about how to attack and destroy Umbra. Very nice. So I was saying, when she became empress and she set up her own religion. Oh, it looks sweet. Yes, indeed. It's one of my favorite swords in Oblivion. And it's got more charges. Doesn't turn undead, but it damages magicka, which is more important when fighting the Orions of Meridia. I'm gonna go ahead and also make sure that I'm all blessed up here. I'm not sure if they last long enough for the last fight, but they might. So when Alessia was starting up her own religion, you know, making herself the High Priestess, making Helenol Whitestrake and the Minotaur demigod into saints, she decided to mix the Aedra that were worshipped by the Aliads with the gods that were worshipped by the Nords, because the Nords had come and helped them, but at the same time many of her subjects who'd grown up in bondage to the Aliads worshipped the same gods that the Aliads did. And so she sort of renamed them and made them gods in her religion. Akatosh is one of them. He's usually portrayed as being a dragon, and usually as the sort of the head of the knights, or the religion of the Nine. Okay, let's travel back to the Priory and see what's going on there.
Lord Crusader, the prophet is here. He's just arrived. He seemed to know you were coming, told me to wait for you, and here you are. Come, he is preaching to the assembled knights in the chapel. You should speak to him at once.
Okay, and we will do that, but we'll put that in the next episode. Thanks for watching.